Hi, today is World Mental Health Day. Now, it comes at a very difficult time for the rail industry. If you're like me and you've been open to work for a while, or you're worried about your prospects long term, then here are my 5 tips for keeping your mental well-being on track. So I'm definitely going to make a mistake here, and that's okay, we'll come back to that. Here is Abraham Maslow, or Maslow's, one of those definitely wrong, hierarchy of needs. And Abraham Maslow, I'm going to stick with, was an American psychologist, and he produced this hierarchy of needs for psychological well-being, and it's very well regarded. At the very bottom of Maslow's hierarchy of needs are physical things like water, food, shelter, oxygen, obvious things. Directly above those are safety and security. Now, safety is your personal and physical safety. Security is the supply of those things at the very bottom. So food and shelter, really important ones. And I said that I made a mistake and it was okay. You need to give yourself room to be unsettled by worrying about the possibility of your security, of your supply of food and shelter. It's not something nice to worry about, but give yourself room to be not okay. As you say, it's okay not to be okay. And if your security of things in the bottom of your pyramid are threatened, then it's pretty normal to be worried about that. So don't give yourself a hard time about being worried about those things. So my second tip, I want you to think about your best friend or someone really close to you in your family. Do you think of that person as their job, or is it just kind of separate? Do you think of your best friend as a builder or a joiner or an airline pilot or an engineer? Probably not. But we tend to think of ourselves and judge ourselves more harshly on who we are based on what we do. That's potentially very damaging for your well-being. If you are worried about losing your job or you're out of work, then try not to judge yourself and value yourself by what you do or what you did, and subsequently what you're not doing. You wouldn't judge your friends this way or family, so don't judge yourself that way. We do tend to be harsher on ourselves than we are on others. I didn't want to get a dog. My wife wanted to get a dog. So we compromised and we got a dog. Freddie. Good boy. So I'm out walking pretty much every day, whether I want to be or not, but it's so good for you. It's good for you physically, it's good for your heart, and it is brilliant for your mental well-being. Now, my top tips for when you're out walking are, well, try and stay off your devices for a start. But hypocrisy aside, try not to be worrying about what you're going to do when you get home or where you're going to go when your walk's finished. What I like to do is try and enjoy as many of the sights and sounds as I can and just kind of immerse myself. Look at those colours, look at the colours of those trees. Oh, the camera's catching up, there we go. I'm also very lucky, I've got a little bit of water here and all these trees are full of birds, so I'll just be, once I've finished recording, I'll be taking a minute just to take those sounds in. To be honest, sometimes I even like to set a little 5-minute timer on my Fitbit and I just sit somewhere with my eyes closed and take in all the sounds. That's a really powerful one for me. Another great thing for your mental well-being is doing something creative. So I'm making this video, so that'll be my creative thing for today. So whatever you're into, if it's art or music, anything, anything can be great. You can go and build stuff with Lego, that's creative. It'll really, really help you relax your brain for a bit. When you're in that space where you feel like your value is tied to what you do, it's easy to feel that you should be sat at the computer all day, especially if that's what you're used to, like me. So I found myself sat on the internet checking things over and over again, and I really wasted a day where I could have done something a bit creative and I've not really gained anything by being sat at a desk all day. So give yourself a break, give yourself a chance to do something creative and fun, even though you might not feel that you deserve it. Of course you do. So my last tip is good sleep hygiene. If you want your mental health to be in the best possible place, a well-rested brain at night is a brilliant way to go. And I know this definitely from how I feel in my Fitbit giving me a sleep score. Ways I have improved my sleep score are reading at night before bed instead of using devices or even watching TV. I also found that having a regular bedtime helps my brain know that it's going to be bedtime and that it's set up ready for sleep. Other things you can do, if you're going to bed with a lot of worries on your mind, write them down, journal them out. It helps get them out your head and stop them swirling about. If you find yourself catastrophizing about things like, what if I lose my house? Then one thing you can do is stop that sort of very serious worry. Again, remember, it's okay to have those sort of worries. It's pretty normal based on Maslow's hierarchy of needs. It's right in there. And it can stop you at least worrying about it for the minute. So those are my top 5 tips. You might be surprised to find that breathing exercises weren't in there. I find that if I keep those good foundations in place, I don't get to the higher levels of stress and anxiety where I might need to bring in some breathing exercises to help me relax a little bit. I hope you found those tips useful, and feel free to share away. Myself and Freddie here we're doing our creativity, but we've not quite been fully immersed in our walk, so we're going to get another couple of laps around here.